At the bottom of the world, on the southern coast of New Zealand, just one crew is willing to risk it all.
You've got great white sharks, you've got 7 gillas. You never know what's going to come up behind you.
With a global industry worth almost $500 million a year,
Dollars!
there's fortunes to be made, chasing one of the world's most sought-after delicacies,
I've probably just made $600 in about an hour and a half.
the sea urchin.
So that's why they call it Spiky Gold.
For huge paydays,
In 7 to 13 hours.
they're pushing the limits. Diving up to 75 feet on one breath.
I have blacked out.
It's one of the world's most dangerous professions. Mistakes can be deadly.
So you've got glass for a big shark, eh?
I'll go in there, pull his tail, I'll give you $20.
But these divers are some of the best
He's the best spear fisherman in New Zealand and I'm right on his tail.
and hungriest
You've done it! Got me! Big monster!
in the world.
We go hard.
It's what happens when you hold your breath for 5 years.
One boat, 2 teams.
Double again, will ya?
Is that f***er ahead of me?
The race is on.
It's good fun, man.
In the tiny seaport town of Bluff, at the bottom end of the South Island of New Zealand, Dwane is taking his crew on a quest for riches in the form of the sea urchin, known locally as kina, also known as uni.
Oh no, there's another rope attached to the vessel.
This here's your radar over here. This is your eyes at night.
But it's no easy feat, and this job carries considerable risk.
This is a really dangerous job. You never know what the weather's going to do and you never know what's around the corner. I've got a huge responsibility of the safety of my crew, keeping them safe and getting them home.
Dwane is a driven individual, striving for success. And as a 7-time national spearfishing champion, he's definitely got a competitive spirit. Not only is Dwane a renowned spearfisherman, he's a family man and a hero to his 2 sons.
What's our tides doing tonight, Dwane?
Oh, it's high tide at the moment. It's going to drop in an hour or so and then we're going to get pushed all the way to Fiordland.
Fantastic. It's going to be a shorter trip than normal. It usually takes around 15 hours to get to where we're going, so that's good. Still a bloody long way, though.
The team on the San Nicholas are travelling from Bluff at the bottom of the South Island, northwest over to Dusky Sound, a remote part of Fiordland. They're setting off just after 6 in the evening, so hope to arrive at first light.
It's going to be about 11 hours before we get there, so we'll wake the boys up early so when we drop the anchor we're all ready to go. I'll put you in with Tom and Red Dog, and I'll dive with Dion and have Morgan and Stingy Boy tomorrow.
Oh, fantastic. Sounds like a plan,
That'll
eh?
be right, eh?
Beauty.
The San Nicholas will be deploying 2 dinghies, each with a dive team and a dinghy boy, whose job is to pull up the nets of sea urchin, but most crucially, watch out for the diver's safety.
There's a lot to think about. I try not to think about it. You've got great white sharks, you've got 7 gillas, you've got shallow water blackout. The worst spear for me always, I hear the dinghy above me. They buzz over the top of you and you're surfacing and they smack you in the head. It's pretty much over, eh? So you just got to really be careful and your dinghy boy really needs to know what he's doing.
With more than 10 hours until they reach their dive spot, there's time for some team bonding and a few tall stories. And there's none better than from a crew member called Red Dog.
Oh, I've just finished the mad feed of bacon and eggs. I got on the piss the night before. My guts are ready to give that toilet a thrashing. And I get in there and it's blocked as. Like,
On my boat, I work with Red Dog.
go to push the button, it's like, nah.
Yeah, we work really well together.
I turned the hose off, jammed it right in the toilet, and I just stood there and held it. It's like, yeah, go for it, go for it. Put some revs on too, so it smoked. The whole toilet blew up everywhere, man, all through my hair, on my face, just fucking, Reese, Red Dog, Kelly, I run the dinghy. It's not that hard, you know? And then the whole trip we'd caught full as well, so that was just an even bigger bummer on top. I was like, nah.
Needless to say, the crew is hoping for a smoother journey to Dusky Sound, but they won't know until sun up if the spot will be productive.
Sometimes we go out and we spend all day diving from bay to bay to bay, trying to find fat kinners.
Their destination, Fiordland, is one of the most beautiful and unforgiving places in the world. It's 7 a.m. on the waters of Fiordland, and after a long night, skipper Dwane has awoken to a nasty surprise.
We were staying for 13 hours. We were going to go up to Dusky, but it's going to be another 4.5 hours or 4 hours from here to eat into our diving time.
The current hasn't been as forgiving as he'd expected, and the group is well behind schedule. 4 more hours of travel will seriously limit the amount of product they'll be able to collect.
When I see how far away we are, I figure I need to come up with a new plan, or we're going to go home with bugger all.
With the clock ticking, Dwane needs to make a decision. Steam ahead to Dusky Sound that he knows will be rich with sea urchins, or risk the lesser-known waters here around Chalky Island.
Conditions are mint here today. We've got glass out pretty much out there, there's no wind. The only thing is a bit of roll. Paradise. So we're just going to anchor up here and see what we can do for the day around here. I noticed there was some fat kinners here last time, so hopefully they're still here. Based on the conditions around Chalky Island, decided to give it a go. I've seen sea urchins here before, but I've never dived here. Quietly hopeful that maybe we'll come away with the win.
It might be an unknown for Dwane, but this is familiar territory for young Raymond, who's familiar with another risk diving in these waters.
Oh, Larry! Smile for the camera, Larry. So we got Larry up on the rocks here. He's my pet sea lion. It's great, eh? Yeah, no, he's a cracker of a yarn. There's actually a whole sea lion and seal colony around here, and we try our best to keep away from them, but they're quite a pain when you're diving. They get right up in your face. They're real territorial, and this year they have cubs, so you just got to really keep your distance and watch yourself. They'll definitely go you. They've got some big teeth on them.
The crew are hard at work prepping the dinghies. The sooner they get in the water, the greater the potential haul.
A boat's high maintenance. A lot of things have to be done.
If the gamble pays off, the divers have got a big day ahead of them. But spending all day in a wetsuit does have its drawbacks.
You got pimples on your ass.
Have I?
Yeah.
Bet I do, actually, the wetsuit pimple.
So after spending around about 15 days at a time in your wetsuit like I do sometimes because I'm just such a hard-out diver, I really get bad pimples, you know. You're moving all the time and you get real bad sweat build-up, especially around your ass crack and all your shoulders. That's the fun fact of the day. Part of being a commercial diver is trying to deal with those wetsuit pimples. But wetsuits in New Zealand have come a long way in the last few years, so yeah, bloody good stuff.
I'm a little bit different. I'm putting my suit on compared to a Raymond over there. Raymond bloody caveman. Us Northfinders don't like the old pimples on us, so we use a bit of Dettol and soap.
And it gets pretty cold in Fiordland sometimes. I'm ready for my day's work. How about you?
Way easier. Don't have to deal with the cold water.
Just gonna go out and have a look for some fat kinners, have a scout around for the morning, spend a little bit of time looking for the good ones, and then boom, just on them all day. Hopefully we hit the Mac Daddy patches, that'd be awesome. Into it.
Red Dog is looking after Raymond's team, with Raymond and Tom diving for urchins. Dwane has teamed up with Dion and Duncan, who will have Morgan looking after their dinghy. There are 33 plastic containers known as dollabs that can be filled. The more teams get, the more money they earn.
It's cool, man. It's like a competition and eh? Awesome.
But to win this competition, the teams will need to find the best spot. And they have no idea whether this will be it.
I love the excitement of the first day's diving, showing up to a new spot I've never dived before, getting in the water and just feeling real comfortable, and it's awesome, man.
And it looks like Dwane was right. The seafloor is littered with large sea urchins.
Well, I'm relieved there's some urchins here, but if we're going to stick here and stick at it, we've got to crack a few to make sure they're good quality.
Sea urchin divers in New Zealand work on a commission on the percentage weight of roe recovered from the urchin shell. The higher that percentage, the more money they make for their work. And this spot is delivering big urchins with a lot of roe.
We work on a recovery percentage of roe for what we catch. If you're going out and catching sea urchins, you're not making any money at all.
So there's plenty of spiky gold to be found here, but will the quality of them be up to scratch? After pulling the plug on Dusky Sound, the boys of the San Nicolas are hoping Chalky Island will be a good spot for sea urchin. And it's looking good so far, but they first need to check the roe inside to determine whether it's worth sticking around.
Sometimes we spend all day diving from bay to bay to bay trying to find fat kinners. But if they're not very good quality, we've got to move somewhere else.
Not bad, eh? Seem to be pretty good so far. I do a crack test, which means I get 5 kinners. I check all 5 of them. Got to have a minimum of 3 good ones, otherwise we're out of the area. No point staying. Have a look. Nothing wrong with that, man. Have another one, eh? That's what you're after. Yellow gold.
Yeah, we were cruising past, we didn't really think too much of the spot, eh? Sort of just not really too keen on it, but we had to go and have a look. Got in there, down me. Big, fat, juicy urchins, man.
This spot has delivered, and every sea urchin harvested is money in the bank. The race is on.
I love competition. I never let anyone else have one up on me, and if they do, the next day I'll definitely be on my mind to blow them out of the water all the time. Every day I put on my wetsuit, my aim is to get 10 bins of sea urchin a day. It's real hard to do. I've only done it 5 times in my whole career.
When we find a good spot, everyone gets quite excited, especially Red Dog.
Till the sun goes down. Dollars, dollars, dollars!
Raymond and Red Dog are exceptional workers, makes them a good team. It'll be a hard ass to top them today.
That's an awesome start to the morning here in Chalky. It's just beautiful.
He's only 21 years old, but Raymond has spent most of that time in the water.
I would have been 5 years old. My mum was right into it, eh? She's just right into her power diving, so I was out with mum every weekend and sort of took it from there. When I was about 8 years old, I got into spearfishing. By the age of about 15, I was spearfishing competitively. I left school when I was 16 to dive commercially. Basically kinner diving all over the country, from the far north, 3 Kings, all the way down to the bottom of New Zealand here in Bluff, and that's when I first jumped on this boat, when I was around 17 years old.
And the skills Raymond has developed are bringing in the cash, both for his crew and himself.
I aim to make at least $1,000 a day and at least 150 grand a year. My parents always said I was a stupid prick doing this job, but you know, I tried to prove them wrong as fast as I could, and they probably still think I'm a stupid prick, but that's all right.
Fuck, there's a fat, bro. Neat, awesome sea urchin.
A good sea urchin diver will hold their breath for up to 2 minutes, while working hard underwater to gather as many urchin as possible on that one breath. The more urchins per dive, the faster they fill a net and the more cash they collect.
We're greedy, we are. You know, there's no denying that. We go hard. We're just going for it.
But a greater reward requires greater risk.
I have flacked out. You just stay down there too long, you know, you're feeling real good, you're diving real well, and you know, you just reach that point where you're on the bottom and you look up and you think, that's a long way to go, eh? You start getting the tingles in your fingers and your legs and you think, oh, I'm in the here. When you black out, you're negatively buoyant because you've got no oxygen in your lungs. So as soon as you reach the top, you just start to sink again anyway. You're pretty out of luck in this job if you black out because you've usually got no one around. The time I did black out, I did start to sink again. And lucky someone grabbed me.
Is that full? Nah, no way.
With this one and Tom's one, yeah. Yeah, bro. Oh, sweet, there we go. I'm off back to the boat, boys. See you in a bit. This is Raymond's second bin. to Tom's first small bin still. So Raymond's doing pretty good. Plus we got old DH Dwane over there. He's doing really good too. It's a big competition. It's awesome.
On the other side of the bay, Dwane's team are working just as hard. Dwane has a relentless work ethic. Years of diving and spearfishing experience has seen his passion manifest and give him the opportunity to succeed as a commercial diver.
I'm always in competition with Dwane, yeah. We're definitely very competitive, me and him.
Young Raymond, he thinks he's hot, but he's still got a lot to learn.
But perhaps the old hand could learn something from the young guns, because no sooner does Team Dwane arrive back with their first load.
Non-stop, 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 100 miles an hour, all day.
Red Dog returns with his team's second.
Red Dog's the best worker I've ever known. The day he turned up, just ADD, can I do this, what do I do here? And he takes it all on board. He's a real asset to this team.
Red Dog could do with 2 more kits on that one.
He can spin a good yarn too.
Yeah, Red Dog's not packing them that well. Bloody rookies. First hour we'd have close to a tonne maybe just under. Yeah. Hope to get 6 tonne, maybe a bit more. The kinners are really fat, nice recovery, like you should get 10-11% out of these ones. Look at the conditions, pretty nice. Yeah, we should be able to do well today.
But sea urchins aren't the only thing that grow large in these waters.
There's a few things crawling around down there. One thing the boys can't resist is the crayfish.
The spiny rock lobster, known in Australia and New Zealand as crayfish, is hugely popular both locally and overseas, fetching up to $125 a kilogram. The cool, untouched waters of Fiordland have allowed these creatures to grow in size and number. It's enough to make Raymond put on a show.
Oh, it's got me! Ah! Oh, look at the boat! Ah!
Raymond's a bit of a idiot sometimes, but he's all right.
You're basically tripping over them down there, but we don't have a commercial license for them, so we're allowed to only take our recreational catch.
Everyone wants a feed, you know. Everyone's got a auntie or a cousin or an uncle or something. Yeah, a couple of them a day you're allowed. Keep the cousins in the fire happy.
Boy, get back to work,
Hey, get me some kinners, hurry up!
With calm and clear conditions in and around Chalky Island, the crew are not only on track to pull in a considerable haul of sea urchin, but they also get to reap the rewards of what else is on offer. And for the first time, Dion from Team Dwane has caught himself 2 crayfish in one dive.
Everyone's going bloody hard today. We don't get conditions like this often, and we're going to take full advantage of that.
I've probably just made about $600 in about an hour and a half out of that.
But it's not just crayfish and sea urchin they need to worry about.
My biggest fear out there would be my diver getting taken away by a great white shark. When they're diving down, you know, and they're down there for quite a wee while and you're sitting there just waiting patiently.
Just got buzzed over by a big 7-giller.
It's still early in the day for the San Nicolas crew, and despite Chalky Island being a Plan B location, it's turned out to be a lucky break, with over a ton of sea urchin harvested in the first hour alone. But perhaps there's a reason this spot isn't popular with divers.
Just got buzzed over by a big 7-giller. That's a big shark. That's a real big shark.
The shallow water appears safe from great whites, but the smaller 7-gill sharks are nevertheless known to be aggressive towards humans.
He buzzed me real hard. He swam straight over my shoulder to let me know I was in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Holy hell, bro. I just saw the biggest 7-giller, eh?
Oh, man.
Come right up to me, eh? Right over my shoulder.
Oh, let him know if he gives you any man, we'll jump out and move if you want.
Nah, he's not giving me any way tougher than him. I'll pick a fight with him.
Bit of cheeky whack on the nose, eh? They don't me that often, today.
Raymond's so full of sometimes. I'm sure he holds his breath for too long and makes his head swell like he thinks he's the man.
I'll go in there, pull his tail, I'll give you 20 bucks.
Nah, 4 metres 7 kilos, eh?
Yeah?
Yeah, man, I usually dink them, man.
But this environment can change quickly.
That fog rolled in real quick, man.
And they just.
Not even 10 minutes.
Nah, man, it's getting pretty foggy, eh?
With sharks circling and the weather taking a sharp turn, it looks like the perfect day has gone south fast.
Fog's rolled in, visibility for us has gone to 0, and there's some huge rollers coming through, so things can get a bit iffy catching these urchins now. Unfortunately, we've cleaned out all the close spots and now we have to venture out a bit further, which is going to make it a little bit more testing for the boys.
Haven't seen Team Blue in a while. I got a bit worried about it, so we went and had a look for them.
Jesus. He's in over there, bro. Look, they're on the other side of the rollers. Dwane puts them in some spots, eh, man?
I found a wee spot in a narrow wee bay around the corner, but the longer we stayed there, the worse the conditions got.
I don't envy Morgan being in that spot. It's hard enough being a dinghy boy without having to deal with those big-ass waves.
As Team Raymond get closer to Dwane and the boys, they too get caught up in the breaking waves.
Man, those waves were real hectic. I don't think I'm going to hit my target of 10 doe labs if I lose any of my catch over the side.
If you don't like it, mate, we won't dive here then. Nah, fair enough.
It looks okay in there, though, right up in there. Just getting it back out again, eh?
No, it'll be sweet, bro. I got a full load on, just punch straight through it, man. Sweet.
While Team Raymond decide to head over to a nearby cove, Dwane's team is sticking to their spot, despite the dangers. These are turbulent waters, but once the divers are deep enough, it seems they've hit the jackpot with sea urchin. This spot is delivering as they had hoped, and with such a successful haul, Dwane may be ahead of Raymond. The competition between the teams is fierce, but for Dwane, the responsibility is twofold: pushing his team to bring in the most sea urchin, and, as skipper of the San Nicolas, making sure his crew make it back in one piece.
You know, your crew is your main priority to keep them safe and get home, and you never know what's around the corner.
Oh, bro, this looks nice. Yeah, that looks pretty sweet. Morgan can get in and out of that tight spot. Mate, I can get out of anywhere. Oh, look at this.
Beautiful. She'll be good, mate. She'll be good.
Yeah.
It looks as though the choice to move was a good one, as Raymond comes across a huge amount of sea urchin.
Have you cracked any?
No, I haven't. Are they good?
Oh, I haven't. I got 5 here I'm about to crack. I'll let you know.
Dwane too is checking his team's sea urchin for quality.
Oh, there. That's beautiful. But that's why they call it Spiky Girl.
Okay, so here we have the 2 worst samples of this bay. Those are the smallest ones.
good, eh?
Nothing wrong with that. A good 11%.
So both teams have landed quality urchin. But next they must return their catch to the main vessel, and losing any of their catch in the rough conditions will be costly.
There'll be too many of us on the boat to go back to the snow pools. So 2 or 3 of us are going to stay behind.
We'd done well in that spot. We had a dinghy full of urchins and we were heading home. But the dinghy was taking on water, so I was a bit nervous about getting back to St Nicholas.
We got our 800 kilos of sea urchin on board and we're coming out and these big waves are stacking up. We're trying to punch through them. So we go over the top of one and caught one over the front.
Hammer down, bro, don't stop, just gun it. As soon as you undo it, nose dips in.
Yeah. And we're thinking by this stage, we're going to flip here, who's going to help us out?
Get ready there, boys.
We just can't afford to lose anything.
The boys of the red team have got their dinghy full of valuable sea urchins, but the relentless high-rolling waves they have to cross to get back to the boat are threatening to tip their cargo and themselves overboard.
Hammer down, bro, don't stop, just gun it. As soon as you undo it, nose dips in.
Yeah. We're thinking, oh, we're going to flip here, who's going to help us out?
Get ready there, boys.
We can't afford to lose anything.
I just caught a bit of water and straight down my leggings. Yeah, yeah.
And then we just kept going, and we actually managed to get through there, so I was stoked, eh? Like, I my pants. Yeah, I was myself, like, properly.
Hey, Morgan, how you doing over there, mate?
Bro, that's a big wave, man.
Luckily, Team Dwane is also through the worst of the rough swell. But they're taking on a lot of water, which combined with full dolabs is dangerously weighing the small dinghy down.
It was quite a tricky spot. Even for the boat to get in, it was a big swell, and yeah, I was quite freaked out. I'm surprised he even went into where he went. And then we all ended up in there, and it was a little nice bay with no waves. Yeah, it was good.
It's a bit hairy, a couple of wee waves where we were, but saw a bit of character building.
Back on the St Nicholas, getting the urchins into the refrigerated hold quickly is vital to keep the precious cargo fresh.
Yeah, we're having train problems at the moment. Yeah, no, it's not going to work, boys.
Oh, come on, mate, it's all operator error.
If I dropped it on his head, it'd be operator error.
But the everyday risks these guys face aren't confined to the ocean.
Once we had one of the hooks pop out on one of these dolabs and caught on the side of here, and it dropped straight on top of a guy and spilled kinders all over his face.
Another guy standing here trying to yank the hooks out of one of the bins. Come straight back up and smacked him in the bone just under the eye. He had a big gash under there.
That's a bit handy, isn't it?
As long as I can buy 10 bins, 10 of these for the day, I just made $600-700 bucks, so I'm happy. Each day I always target 10 dolabs. I don't like leaving the boat if I don't have 10.
So far, I've earned probably about $1,300 bucks out of that. Yeah,
That's why you always just encourage them, you know? Oh, come on, man, you know you want to make a bit more money, get us another bin. More money he makes, more money I make. It's just a big chain that keeps going. Everybody's happy.
The money's bloody important to me, but more important to me is showing Dwane how it's done. How's Dwane Herbert getting on today? Like, he's meant to be, you know, one of the best divers in New Zealand, and I'm right on his tail, so he's the best spearfisherman in New Zealand, but when it comes to kinner diving, he's a
Champion spearfisherman Dwane can't resist taking a bit of time out to catch the boys some dinner.
That's my passion, spearfishing. You know, I love hunting deer, pigs, anything like that. But in the water, that's where I sort of get in my element, I suppose. Just done it all my life, so I understand the water, I understand the ocean, and I understand how to hunt fish. So it's what I enjoy doing.
As Dwane and the rest of his team head back to the San Nicolas,
All good?
the results of the morning's dive are starting to show.
So we've filled the hold now. We have about 4 tonne down there. So that's 18 bins done. Just going to cover it up now, then turn on the chiller. Keep it nice and chilled till they get home.
The refrigerated hold may be full, but the boys are still hungry to keep diving, so Dwane is resorting to hosing down the urchins to keep them fresh.
Yeah, so we want to keep them as fresh as possible. So we keep them wet, chilled, and the wind and the sun off them. They're a perishable food, so if you don't sell them when they're ready to be eaten and they go off, then you lose your money. It's all about timing. As soon as we get back in Bluff, whether it be 3 o'clock in the morning or 5 o'clock in the morning or 6 o'clock, the process will be there ready to start. And hopefully they'll have a load of these on the courier tomorrow heading up north to the shops. So they'll be there the day after tomorrow, ready to be eaten.
So far, Raymond's slaying it. He's got 2, 4, 6, 7 bins. And old mate Tom's got 6 bins. So 6 and 7 is, oh, I can't, not too good at maths, that's why I work on a boat, but it's a lot of money for me. So I'm f***ing happy, I've already reached my limit for the day, but anything else is a bonus, man. Into it. This is good fun, man. Yeah, I'm coming, fuck.
5 hours into the dive, and the red team is showing no signs of slowing down. With the weather clearing, red team are heading to a sheltered part of the bay. With dinghy boy Red Dog moving between Raymond and Tom, the divers are left by themselves in the ocean for long periods. Raymond is isolated and exposed to whatever might be around him.
Yeah, it can be a little bit scary when the water's dirty. You never know what's going to come up behind you. So you've got massive sea lions protecting their pups. You've got 7 gillas and, of course, the great whites.
Fortunately for Raymond, it's only a seal pup this time, but his parents might not be so friendly. But the payoff for the risk is big, fat sea urchins.
They're fat as eh?
And yummy.
Oh, that's good.
You good for another couple, or you got just?
Yeah, no, I want 10 today.
On the other side of the bay, skipper Dwane and the team are searching for a new spot.
A successful trip is a combination of know-how, hard work, and a little bit of luck. Finding the right spots with the right urchins and the greatest rate of return.
Technically, we played it. Yeah, no, we're on the main run patch around the corner, man. They're everywhere. It's awesome. I'm loving it. Already got my 10 bins for the day.
I really want to get back in there again, hey?
We've just about smoked most of the area out, so we're gonna do a bin or 2 in over here, and then when Dwane comes back, we're all on the boat and we're gonna take it around the corner and do a bit more around there for the rest of the day.
Oh, bloody good.
The teams are now 7 hours into the dive. For the divers, much of their time has been spent holding their breath underwater, a feat that takes a huge physical toll.
We're starting to get a bit tired, it's starting to fizz out a wee bit, but that's expected.
You condition yourself to it, it's a fitness. It's not like running or jogging or bloody doing push-ups or whatnot, it's diving fitness. And it's just all about endurance, it's endurance.
Raymond and the other divers may have conditioned their bodies, but they're still going to have to push them to the limit if they are to fill all 30 dolabs before complete exhaustion sets in.
Just how they're starting to swim around in circles now. They're not as big as what they were at the start.
And the massive exertion of the dive is starting to take its toll.
grand, mate. Just done about 8 hours diving. You know, body's feeling it pretty hard out, matey.
The question is, how hard are they willing to push themselves in the quest for gold? Dwane and his crew have been diving for over 8 hours hunting sea urchin. With fatigue starting to set in, they have returned to the San Nicolas to check out their catch.
Dwane shot these. It's a good sized trumpeter. Just shoot me tonight.
But dinghy boy Red Dog has picked up some unwanted sea life.
All right, we're here. We have some occupational hazards. The dirty old kin of Spike. Oh!
Yeah, goodie.
Right under my fingernail. Oh! You dirty little. It's probably one of the worst places to get under the fingernail. Oh! It doesn't look that big, but that's painful, man. Big hole under there. You got to get them out, otherwise if you end up getting them in your hand and you leave them for long enough, you hear rumours of they actually jump in your vein, way back to your heart, and that's cuttings for you.
With that little prick out of the way, it's eyes on the prize. It's not over yet.
Couple hours left, isn't there? How many bins we got left? 4, 5, 8.
How many have you got so far?
15.
Oh, I'm up to number 8. On to number 9. Ooh, yeah, high rolling it, leading the charge.
Pretty happy with the haul today. I'm actually really knackered, so quite keen to call it a day.
How many are you doing today, Raymond?
I'm doing 10 bins today.
There's one more left.
Yeah, I have to race back and grab that.
And what about the 3 on the roof?
Oh yeah, and that too. Yeah, you boys just go to bed.
Raymond and Red Dog want to give it one more nudge, so I guess we're going back out. Sometimes you just got to suck it up and think of the payback at the end of the month.
Right, into it, eh?
Yep, let's go.
Red Dog and Raymond are egging each other on. They must be exhausted, but skipper Dwane is forced to push on if he wants to prove he can keep up with the new kid on the block.
Late in the day, you start getting tired, fatigue starts kicking in. It's hard to stay awake and be alert, but it's times like these when mistakes are made.
See, I can't see him.
Yeah.
So, make a bit of noise to let him know I'm on top. Just leave the motor in neutral so he can still hear it, so he knows where I am. Not really ideal. You don't ever want to turn your diver to sushi.
Need to grab some off the roof, I need to keep going. I got 9, I need 10. That's the greedy side of me coming through right now. I'm absolutely I'm pretty tired. So yeah, we're just going to push through this last one.
Just another 2 bins. So all they got to do is hold out for 2 bins.
That's a wrap.
Oh, you
5 o'clock knockoff.
Righto, too.
You can write those numbers down.
Dwane's 25 and
Another one's bald.
the other one's bald. B-O-B.
The team's efforts have paid off with a total of 33 dolabs filled, filling the hold with overflow covering most of the deck. And a huge effort from Raymond means he's equalled his record of 10 dolabs.
Nah, 10 bins, mate. Big fun, not complaining, eh? Made 2 grand. In paradise. Have fun at your office jobs, ladies and gentlemen. If you're watching this thinking jealous.
And hard work, man. A lot of hard work. Yes, but glad to be done. Have a big feed and go to bed, I think. Small price to pay and all that money. Small price.
And there are some perks to the job too.
A couple of crayfish there, eh? Good size too, eh? They just, you can't really avoid them. They just crawl straight into your hand, so you might as well grab them while they're, you know, while they're there, eh? So, yeah, take a feed over for the boys. Fantastic.
Time for a celebratory dip in the drink before heading home. they can't take too long.
It's all on a tight schedule, everything's sort of streamlined to get their product as fresh as possible to the shops. We'll have the processors waiting on the wharf to pick up, and they'll take a tonne or so away straight away so that they can start processing it in the factory.
"12 hours and 94 nautical miles later,
Wake those boys up, eh?
Come on, boys, time to get up, eh?
Boys have done really well. We'd have probably 8 or 9 tonne on board, and good fat kinners as well, so it's a bonus.
but they won't know the return rate until they are fully processed on Sunday. At the end of the day, it's truly a team effort.
I'd be hoping for 10.5%. You know, 10 makes everything good. We'll know after they've been processed and the figures have been done.
Quality and quantity are both important factors in this game. Ultimately, that's what dictates the paycheck for the crew. It's been a successful trip to Chalky Island. Dwane's team filled 12 dough labs, giving them a 10% return rate, earning Dwane $1,950. But Raymond and Red Dog's team filled 6 more dough labs than Team Blue, earning Raymond $2,250.
Made $2 grand. In paradise. Have fun at your office jobs, ladies and gentlemen.
Next time on Spiky Gold Hunters,
Nothing but blood, sweat and tears, mate.
Paradise reveals hidden dangers, hidden treasures,
That was absolutely amazing.
and the inevitable unknown.
Monster!
Divers are pushed to their absolute limits,
Oh, mummy, help me, please.
chasing elusive gold.
There's all killers around here.
Frustrating, man.
That's real skinny.